In the sex-positive community, boundaries and consent are paramount. Nothing is sexy without a really good set of boundaries and a respect for them, which is really what consent is all about.
It's okay to say no. Little girls are conditioned when they're very young. Give your uncle a hug. Give your uncle a hug. We are told from the time we're little girls to be affectionate with whoever we're told to be affectionate with. It goes a long ways, I think, in our psyche as we're growing up to be able to turn around and say, no, I don't want to.
If I'm asking somebody, can I have a hug? And they're not quite sure, but they're like, yeah, you know, it's also my responsibility to say, is that a hell yeah? Because if it's not, then it's not beneficial for anybody involved. So we're gonna check in and make sure, well, how about a handshake instead? So negotiation is also a pretty big thing that we do.
So it might be that you don't want what that person asked for, but you want something with that person. So you can get to a win-win. It might end up just being a hug. It might end up being, you know, accelerating from a hug to a nice deep kiss. It could be anything, but both people should want it, and it should feel like a win-win.
We grew up in a culture that on TV is this stereotype of the man chasing the woman, trying to convince her in any way possible to go to sleep with him. How can I get this girl through being tricky, through just manipulation? How can I get sex? And we grew up with this. And I think it's just as important for women as it is for men to understand consent.
I've done a lot of experimenting with this kind of thing.
And our organization, Sex Positive World, takes that to another level by talking about it all the time and teaching it and giving our members a chance to practice. So we practice at orientation, we also have consent and boundary classes, and we do it at every event where there's going to be any kind of physical interaction.
It's really fun to get creative and to make it really hard for the person to say no. So you might want to just something that you think you would really have a hard time resisting.
You want to go downstairs and make out with me right now?
I'm uncomfortable with that right now, so that's a no.
Thank you for taking care of yourself.
Something to understand about consent and boundaries is it's something to be revisited all the time, every second, constantly rechecking yourself.